Hello everyone, I hope you guys are doing great. Welcome back to another tutorial, and today I'm going to show you how to create a dynamic glass distortion effect using DaVinci Resolve and Fusion. We'll make two versions, one where the background is blurred while the glass stays clear, and another with a frosted glass look effect. So let's jump in. I'll use this footage as my base footage. First, go to the effect library and find Fusion Composition and drop it onto the timeline right above your clip. If the screen goes black or says media out not found, don't worry, that's completely normal. If you can't see the page navigation icon at the bottom, just go to Workspace, show page navigation. Now while the composition is selected, let's head over to the Fusion page. Start by adding a media in node. In the inspector, change the media source to background. This ensures whatever video is under our Fusion layer on the timeline automatically feeds into this node. To test it, let's add a blur node. I'll name this as BZ blur, and let's set the strength to 5. If you check on the edit page now, you will see the footage is blurred. This works on any footage you place underneath the Fusion composition. As you can see, the footage was originally clear, but it became blurred after applying the Fusion composition. Just like all my other tutorials, I have a blog post on my website for this one too. You guys can follow along with the blog post if you want. For today's tutorial, I'll be following this exact blog post. For previews of any node, press 1 on your keyboard to see the result on the left screen, or press 2 to see the result on the right screen. Also, if you drag any tool and drop that onto any screen, you will be able to see the preview of that specific tool on that specific screen. Now let's add a Displace node. Make sure no other node are selected when you add this node, so it doesn't auto connect incorrectly. To work properly, the Displace node needs a map input. Connect the output of the Displace node to the output of the media in node. This will automatically create a merge node. The Displace node needs two maps to work perfectly. So drag the output from media in and connect it to the YOLO input of the Displace node. This will activate the video from our media in as the input for the Displace node. Now if you change the setting of the Displace node, you will notice that nothing is really being displaced. That's because the Displace node requires another foreground map input. We can use any shape or image as this foreground input. For today's tutorial, I'll grab an ellipse tool. Alternatively, you could use a rectangle tool if you prefer. Next, I'm connecting the output of the ellipse tool to the foreground input of the Displace tool. For now, I'm previewing the ellipse tool on my left viewer. Now go to the Displace node setting and adjust the offset and refraction strength. I'm keeping the offset around -0.5. To soften the edge of the glass, you can also play around with the spread value. This will give a nice glass effect around the connected shape. We can achieve the exact same result using the rectangle tool too. See, using the rectangle tool gives us the same result, but I'll stick with the ellipse tool for this tutorial for now. At this moment, the displacement is affecting the entire image. If I update the offset parameter and look, the whole image gets displaced. To fix this issue, drag the output of the ellipse node and connect it to the blue mask input of the merge node. Now look, the glass effect is working perfectly only inside the ellipse mask. The outer area is no longer being displaced. Notice here, my left viewer is showing the output of the merge tool and my right viewer is previewing the output of the Displace node. Now, if we update the parameters of the Displace tool, you'll see that because of the mask of the merge tool, the glass effect only appears within the masked area in the preview. Alright, let's move on to the next step. If you want, you can take the optimal setting for the displacement from my example. I have used -1 as the offset value and I have set the refraction strength to -3. You can see our actual output on this screen. Here we will keep the spread value at 5 And look, it is already giving a very good result, right? Now let's look at the blurring part. To blur the background right from the start, we can increase the amount on our previously created blur tool. Notice that we can't see the result of this blur tool on any screen. The reason is that this blur node is not being previewed on any display. Now you can see the blur is happening across the entire video, but our expectation was to only blur the area outside the ellipse tool, right? To fix this, hold down the shift key from your keyboard, drag the blur tool and drop it between the media in and the merge tool. Now I am previewing the output on the second viewer. If you increase the blur amount, you will see that the only area outside the ellipse tool is getting blurred. Now if you go to the edit page, you will see that whenever we place this fusion composition over any video, an ellipse glass effect appears in the center and the background is getting blurred, and the area inside the glass remains perfectly sharp. This creates a fantastic focus effect. Now you may want the exact opposite result, meaning that you might want the background stays sharp and the glass become blurry. To do this, let's disable the blur node first. Instead, add a new blur node after the displace node and before the merge node. I'll name this node as focus blur. If you increase its blur strength, you will see the glass now gives off a frosted or cloudy look, while the background remains completely clear. This effect works wonderfully for titles or text. If I place a text layer underneath this glass layer, you can see how beautiful the distortion looks, and the distortion is also dynamic. Similarly, you can jump back into the fusion composition at any given time, disable the focus blur and activate the background blur. You can adjust this blur or refraction value whenever you want to achieve your desired look. Now you can see this effect is looking even better. In fact, we can improve it even more. Just create another copy of the text layer and place it on top of the fusion composition. This will enhance the clarity and visibility of the text layer. To save this for future users, you can drag the fusion composition into your master folder. I'll name it as glass effect. So from now on, you can just drag and drop it over any new footage and the effect will work instantly. Finally, you are not just limited to a circle shape. Instead of an ellipse tool, you can grab a rectangle node, then connect it to both the input of the displace and the mask of the merge node, and it will work every time. Here is a pro tips. If you hold down the Alt key and click on any connection line, it will create a router node. This helps keep your node lines organized so you can easily switch between shape like polygon or rectangle later on without having to reconnect them over and over again. So that was our tutorial today. We saw how to create a dynamic glass effect and how to reuse it over and over again. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for staying with me, and good night.